Hey friend, welcome to the Halfway to Dead podcast. I'm your host, Jen Lovell. Listen, you and I have reached that age where we are done with the bullshit. We know that midlife is our chance to flip the script and experience life on our own terms. It's time to reconnect with our higher selves and reclaim our inner peace. Are you ready with an open heart and an open mind? Awesome, you're in the right place. Hop in and ride shotgun with me on this midlife spiritual journey. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for listening. And if you have not clicked that follow button or left me a rockin' 5-star review, I'm just gonna shamelessly ask you right now, will you please? I would appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. So today, listen, we have Micki Abels back with us. So if you don't remember Micki, she was in episode, I think, number 1 and number 5. So go back and listen to those. But as a reminder, Micki is an author, an intuitive transformative life coach, and a meditation instructor. And so she has a new service coming out now for dream interpretation. Because listen, everybody dreams, and dreams are a message from our unconscious. And so Micki's here to help us unlock the old mysteries of that subconscious mind with her dream interpretation services. And she says that learning about our dreams can give us valuable insights and guidance for personal growth and healing. And that's what we're all working on, right, guys? That's what we're working on. So if you've ever woken up and had this dream or a recurring dream and you're like, what the heck did that mean? This is going to be a good episode for you today because we go over some common things. I talk about some common ones I have, and Micki kind of goes through what some of those things might mean. Okay, let's jump in and hear all about what our dreams have to tell us. Hey, Micki, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. So today, Micki's talking about a new service she's got. And it's dream analysis or dream interpretation, whatever you want to call it. Apparently they're the same. Okay. So what in the heck? Do we all dream?
We all dream.
We all dream, even if we don't remember it. Because I feel like I don't always remember it.
Right. And there's a large group of people that don't ever remember their dreams. I went through a time in my life where I didn't remember any of my dreams. It was a very high, stressful, toxic time in my life. Okay. And I just didn't remember my dreams. And I thought, what is the matter with me? But yeah, I'm definitely dreaming, just not remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we all dream. Mm-hmm. And do all the dreams mean something or just some of them?
Some are very literal.
Yeah.
Some are very abstract. And those are the ones that are really fun to analyze and interpret for people. And some are visits from spirit. Yeah. We get those. So yeah, there's a whole broad spectrum of what we are dreaming about. And it has a lot to do with what's going on in our life, our stress level, our problems, our issues.
Okay. So where do we start? Tell me all about dream analysis.
Let me tell you some facts first about dreaming. So you've already hit on one of them. We all dream every single night. Each dream can last anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. Dreaming is, as I believe, it is our subconscious mind helping us, bringing something to our awareness in our dream that is most likely a challenge that we are facing in our life, in our everyday 3-dimensional world. Okay.
Yes.
So REM, I think we've all heard of this, rapid eye movement, that time of our sleep.
That's the deep sleep,
It is the sweet spot for dreaming.
Okay.
And it occurs about 90 minutes after we've fallen asleep. Okay. Morning dreams last longer. Our nighttime dreams are a lot shorter. Weekends are days off where we're sleeping in. Each episode that we're dreaming, there's a longer pause in between them. So it can be between 90 and 120 minutes.
Okay.
Our muscles are paralyzed while we're dreaming. This is so that the brain is telling us not to act out in a physical way because some of our dreams are very physical, right? So it's our brain's way of protecting us.
Okay, so when we're tossing and turning, we're not dreaming at that point.
Most likely not. Okay. I mean, you're probably interrupting your dream at that point if you are actually tossing and turning. But then sometimes we can pick up where we left off, sort of. And I'll get to that because that's a very cool thing to be able to do. Images are most common while we dream. Often what's happening is there is really no talking. There's just an understanding or a knowing. So we're not actually seeing someone you can see their mouths moving.
Yeah.
Right? So we're just getting messages. We are understanding whatever is happening at a very divine, conscious level.
Yes.
Okay. Reoccurring dreams have a theme. So a lot of people experience this where they're just having the same
dream over and
over again.
Okay.
Very interesting. I thought 12% of us dream in color.
That's it?
12%.
Oh, no, I'm trying to think if I dream in color. Okay.
I had to do that too. I had a friend say to me, we were sharing dreams, and she said, I always dream in color. Because she asked me, she said, was it in color? And I said, I don't think so. I don't know if I dream in color. I've never really paid attention. And so then I did start paying attention, and mine were in black and white. But then, like all things that are so wonderful in this universe, once you kind of crack that open and put it out there, then I started dreaming in color.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to pay attention because I don't know that I know right now.
Yeah. It's very cool. It's an added dimension to help me interpret because colors are very symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if your dream is strange, that's very normal. Right?
Right.
How many times do we get up and we go to a friend? I had the weirdest dream last night. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and the reason for that is it is the subconscious mind, the brain telling you this is important. It got your attention, right?
Right.
But many of us don't know what to do. Okay, it's a weird dream. That's it. End of story. We share it with somebody, and that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
But the idea, I believe, is to help us, to guide us, to help heal us, to guide us on our way to a healing or guide us on the way to get an answer for something.
Yeah. It's something that's subconsciously trying to get our attention.
Sure. Because the brain, the mind, it's constantly, you have these 70,000 thoughts per day, right?
It's always moving. Right. Even in our sleep.
Yes. So if you are meeting a challenge during your waking life, it is your dreams are the way of helping you to find the answers to some of those things.
That makes sense. Okay.
And you can make dreaming very intentional, and we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Our day informs our dreams, just like what I was saying. Mm-hmm. So it's linked directly to what you're thinking about. So in dreams, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces. You will see a lot of familiar places and objects and things that might feel very familiar to you, or it might be very abstract and not feel familiar to you.
Okay.
Between the age of 3 and 6, children, nightmares begin.
Okay. Yep.
Which was kind of strange to me because children up until about the age of 7, this is interesting because we were just talking about theta brainwave patterns, but children are in theta. We are at this subconscious learning habit mind stage of our life. So to begin nightmares, we're not really in an analytical thinking.
Yeah, like what's triggering their nightmares.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dive a little deeper into that. I thought that information was interesting.
Yeah.
But, and then after the age of 10, we start to dream 4 to 6 times a night.
Okay.
So dreams, they're so interesting. And I should have asked you if you had one that you wanted to kind of go over, but I can definitely give some.
Well, I have some different things that come to mind for sure.
All right. Well,
So sometimes still, and I'm, in my 50s, and I will still sometimes be at my high school. Mm-hmm. Okay, walking in. I don't know my schedule. I don't know where to go to find my schedule. I don't remember my locker combination. I remember nothing, and I'm freaking out. Mm-hmm. Like, what do I do? And I'll go into the office and try and get the lady to help me print a schedule. But then I'm like, and then she'll give it to me, and it'll have the locker combination, but not the locker number. And I'll be like, well, I don't even know where my locker is now. And I think I'm like in high school in it. I'm not like my age,
right?
Trying to find my schedule.
Right.
Okay. So I get that one a lot where I'm just at the freaking back at high school, lost.
So that actually is a very common one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's exactly what you just said. You're feeling lost. So there's something going on in your life where you're not finding direction in something.
Okay.
You are feeling very lost. And even if people are trying to give you information, it's not settling right with you, or it's not where you need to go.
Okay.
Okay. So that's telling me that the people in your life that maybe you're reaching out to and asking for advice or to help you navigate, those aren't the ones to go to, that your answers are inside of you. They're not out here.
I can't get it from the front office lady.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
No, but why do I go back to high school? Is it because that's a time in my life maybe where there was confusion?
I think confusion, and I think because at that time in our life there are so many things that we are feeling it's an upheaval, right? We're not feeling really that we have our place or that we have a distinct...
it's a tricky time when you're a teenager.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's a lot of it. So you're probably feeling that too, where you're just feeling a lot of not very supported maybe, or that your foundation isn't very secure in something.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I know a lot of people have dreams that their teeth are falling out. What's that all about?
Okay, so that could be that someone is lying to you, or that you are not being truthful about something.
Okay, so it's about truth, lies, and
it can be that. So here's the difference in the service that I offer. Because I am intuitive, I bring all of that into session with me when I'm working with someone on their dream. So to keep a dream journal, and I'll talk a little bit about that more too, to bring all of that in. But at the same time, I connect with my guides and my divine counsel before a session, ask for help and guidance. I tap into my intuitive ability. So when I'm sitting with you, I'm getting downloads of information.
Yes.
That have a lot to do with exactly what we're talking about in that 60 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you an overall, people say their teeth fall out. But if you get a session, you're going to hone in on why that's happening for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But in general, it's some kind of a truth lie type of thing.
Yes. So you can go to Google and you can do a dream search and you can look for signs and symbols and even type in words, and it's going to bring you to that place where it might make a lot of sense to you. You might see an object and you look up that object and it made sense in your dream.
That's why I'm seeing that.
Right. But it's not, okay, well, that's cool. But then what? What do I do with it?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it. So...
And a lot of people fall off of cliffs and high buildings.
Yeah. So there can be an actual fear of heights, or it could actually just feel like you're out of control.
Yeah. Do we always, do you see that people always wake up we don't actually die in our dream. I mean, I hear a lot of people wake up, if I've ever been falling off of something really high or whatever, I always wake up before I hit the ground.
Right. And I think it is our brain, our mind's way of saving us.
It's almost because our brain might think that's real. I don't know. Or no. I mean, a fight or flight, wake up or
Right. And I think it kind of goes back to the paralysis part of it, right? So our muscles are paralyzed while we're dreaming. So we can't actually go through that we can't even finish it because I don't think our brain's going to allow us to do that.
Yeah. Because I know someone who gets sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And so she will think she's awake during that because she'll look around and she'll think she's in her bedroom and there'll be a really scary figure, or there'll be you know what I mean? Something really scary and she can't move and she can't speak.
Right.
But then finally, it'll go away, but it's very scary.
Yes. Yeah. And people do suffer from that. And it's not a fun place to be because usually when that is happening is exactly what you're saying. It's something that is triggering, that is scaring us. So we're tapping into a fear or something in our life.
Something's going on. Yeah. Trying to get your attention.
Right. There's also, you can set an intention to lucid dreaming. Some people get confused by lucid dreaming and dream paralysis.
Okay. What's the difference?
So, as you said, with the dream paralysis, she's waking up and she actually can't move any part of her body. And there's something going on that is scaring her. Right. When you are lucidly dreaming, you are dreaming, but you are aware that you are dreaming in your dream.
Okay, that's lucid dreaming.
Yes.
Because I always thought maybe lucid dreaming was just feels very real. So it feels very real, but in it, you're dreaming.
Yes.
And you're like, this is cool. I like this dream.
It is very cool.
Okay, so that's lucid dreaming.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can set an intention before you fall asleep for all kinds of dreaming, even if you aren't remembering your dreams. When we get into that very lovely state our brainwave patterns change and we are in alpha, which is a meditative brainwave pattern.
Okay.
This is the time of night where you're laying in bed, your body is totally relaxed, but your brain is very active. You're thinking a lot. Okay. This is often times when we can problem solve because there might be something, if we didn't Google it, there might be something that we've thought about all day that all of a sudden, you've probably had it happen where you're like, oh, okay, there it is.
I know what that is.
Yeah, or you're trying to think of a name of something or whatever, and it pops in. That's why, because your body is very relaxed.
Relaxed enough and your brain can think properly.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the point where you're still aware and you can set an intention to remember your dreams. You can set an intention for lucid dreaming. You can set an intention, for not to have dream paralysis. Please, you can start by saying, allow me to sleep through my dream. I want to learn from it and shift from a fear-based dream into a loving, supportive dream.
So we ask that not when we're totally awake before we go to sleep.
Right.
As our eyes are closed and we're people say, I was like half asleep when she called or whatever. So that's probably like where they were at, is in that alpha. And that's when you say it all. And you may not even remember you said it all because you're heading to sleep.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love it. No.
It is. It's very cool.
Yes. We're setting our intention for what we want to dream.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So after you do that, I suggest for people, when you wake up in the morning, I touched on this a little bit. This happens to me a lot and I love it. I'll wake up in the morning and I'm dreaming and I think, oh, that was so cool. I want to finish this dream.
Yeah. I've had that happen. And you're like, damn it, I want to go back to sleep. I want to see how that ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do that and you'll go back to sleep and it will pick up where it left off.
Okay.
And this can happen many times during the morning hours and you just keep redirecting yourself. Yep. I want to see how this ends. I want to see what happens in this dream. So you're almost like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
Right? So you are able to do that with great intention and have that happen. Now, when you wake up from a dream, I would suggest that you train yourself, and this is a very intentional practice again, to wake up very, very slowly.
Okay.
So we want to remain in that alpha, that lovely little meditative brainwave state.
Yes.
Because we're still feeling very dreamy and in that lovely atmosphere, in that environment in our bodies, to where you can start to just sit up a little bit in bed, keep a dream journal, either on your...
I was going to say, sometimes I remember right as I'm waking up and then it's gone.
Right. So as soon as your feet hit the floor and you get up and go do whatever you're going to do, make coffee, go to the bathroom, 50% of the detail of your dream is gone.
Okay. So you got to do that right away if you want to journal about it.
So you're waking up very, very slowly. You're grabbing your dream journal, wherever you're keeping that, and you are writing down very specific details of what happened in your dream while it's still very, very fresh in your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In your memory. So the things that you want to jot down, very important, where you were, the people that you were with, what time of day is it, sounds that you heard during your dream, objects that you saw, very important, tons of symbolic things contained within all the imagery.
Yeah.
Colors, overall feeling the emotion of the dream. That's significant.
Okay.
So were you joyful? Were you afraid? Were you confused?
So if we don't have time to journal for 20 minutes when we wake up, the main things we want to jot down are how we felt, colors, like the main theme of it, right? Like I fell off a cliff or like what, like, whatever.
Yeah. And there's going to be things that stick out more vividly for you.
Those are going to be the important things to jot down rather than try and get super detailed. And then this happened. And then this happened. At least get the gist of it down. Okay.
Yeah, but try to be as detailed as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And then any other sensations, anything else that happened in the dream, you want to make sure that you jot those down too. And then you can start to look for patterns in your dreams, themes like we talked about before, these recurring things. So you might not have the exact same dream, but the theme is the same.
Is the same. Yeah. Like if I'm lost in the high school, maybe another day I'm lost somewhere else.
Right. Exactly. Or you can't find your way out of something, or there's that chaotic feeling.
Yeah. Or you know what? A lot of people have, I've had this happen, but I've heard a lot of people say like they go to speak and nothing comes out. They're muted.
Yeah. Isn't that
and you're trying to scream, or maybe someone's chasing you in the woods and you're trying to yell for help and like nothing comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just at the very tip of that, I say you need to find your voice. Someone is either not listening to you, or you're not able to find your own voice.
Words to say what needs to be said. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of them we can probably think like, oh, I guess that's what that means. Yeah. Those aren't as tricky. What about this? I know I know that I have friends that I've heard this from too. What about when you have sex dreams about someone else? You're like, ew, I don't even like that person.
Right.
Icky. How'd he get in my dream?
Yeah.
He or she, whatever. But like, yeah, that's always weird.
Again, that would be, we'd have to get very specific about how.
Yeah, like who it was, what is this person
what
in your
exactly
life?
happened? How far did that go? Is it a feeling of you cheated on somebody, or is it just a sex dream where there could be fantasy involved? There could be something in your waking life, you're like, you want to do something, but you feel a little held back about it. So it might not have to do, and often our dreams are not specifically what we are dreaming about.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you'll wake up and be like, ew, like yuck. Or it might not be, this is probably common for people too. Maybe they have insecurities. I don't know. But like, it might not be you dreaming you're having sex with some rando. It could be you have a dream that your partner's cheating on you with a rando. So you wake up really pissed off. Yeah. And it's not even, it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but you wake up really mad at someone and they're like, what are you mad about? Like, I didn't do, and you're like, in my dream, you were cheating. No,
that's right. You're already in big trouble, buddy.
Yeah, man, I don't care. And you almost wake up and it feels so real sometimes that you're like, it messes with your mind.
You have to stop a minute and think, okay, wait a minute. Did that really happen?
Yeah. Okay. That's not real. Yeah. I made that up in my head.
Yeah.
But then you got to think, why did I make that up in my head?
Well, and
am
again,
I feeling a little insecure right now?
Yeah. Insecurity. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Or that someone's not being truthful, or Yeah,
you're just getting some weird vibe. But it doesn't necessarily mean that person's really cheating.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't have to go crazy and start a full investigation. No. It's probably just something we got to deal with.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's what we're looking at.
That makes sense. So. Okay. I don't know. These just different ones keep popping in my head that people have told me about. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, no, that's probably common. If you're out there listening, you're probably like, yep, I've had that one.
Yes, very common.
Yeah. Okay. No, I love it.
Yeah,
okay,
you might wake up and you're like, wow, I've never thought about even doing that. Why am I thinking about this?
No, you're like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. But you're like, so you got to dig into that, I guess. Or just what I would do is just like, forget about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, well, not doing that again.
Yeah, no, I have to dig because I think it's all very
we need to dig, but we don't always dig. We're always like, man, it was just a dream.
Or that like, who can you go tell? Maybe a best friend, I had this sex dream and I'm feeling really weird about it. Why did that happen?
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah. Or come to me and I can help.
There you go. Just tell me. She'll tell you why the heck you're dreaming about that crazy person. Oh my God. Okay. So we're keeping our journal. And like you said, like the emotions, where you were, like just document everything out.
Right.
Okay. And then, all right. So then we come to you or we come to someone, we say like, what is going on with all these dreams?
Right.
Okay.
And the purpose of that, again, and just like the other work that I do, whether I'm coaching or I'm teaching meditation, is that we are getting to a point where it's going to help us in our healing. So to deepen our understanding of why we're dreaming these things, again, I'll reiterate, it's our mind's way of sorting out our three-dimensional waking life.
Okay.
Guiding us towards some answers. But it comes to us in such a weird, bizarre way that we're like, that's so weird. I don't get it.
Right.
So I'm just there to say, okay, this is what this means. And you can use that now in your healing. You can put that on your path and know that this is your mind's way of helping you. This is the subconscious mind's way of helping you, It's Spirit's way of helping you. We have all of this influx, right, that is there at our disposal to help us.
Right.
Yeah. But we just don't take the time to go that deep into it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we start to figure some of it out. And then we get to the point we want to intentionally have specific dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do that?
So same state, brainwave alpha, meditative state, and you're in that very lovely spot
your eyes
right
are
before
closed.
you fall asleep.
Yep.
And you say, maybe you want to tap into something that felt challenging that day or has felt like a struggle for weeks. And you say, I need some help. I need some guidance. I'm going to fall asleep thinking about this and asking for help and guidance. Please, in my dream, bring me some answers.
Show me what I should do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that's all in that alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I don't really I'm going to try getting specific because sometimes I've just said like, okay, just if I need to know something or there's an issue I need to know about, like just put it in my dreams or something.
Right.
Let me know what I need in my dreams. But I've not really ever been specific.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can actually go in and say like, all right, I'm dealing with this. It could be like with this person, like I'm having this conflict.
Right.
Like maybe show me. Yeah.
Show me a path. Show me some answers. Show me some imagery that will help me decide what
I should do next.
Exactly.
Play it or maybe play it out for, because really our dreams are just kind of like an episode of a TV
movies,
show.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what should I do next?
Little
Tell
blips.
me what to do next. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so what if someone's really still struggling with and says, I never remember my dreams? Again, are we blocking it? Or how do we unblock that? Or how do we try and remember?
Again, it's the same intent, setting that intention, that same exact moment and say, I really want to remember my dream. Allow me to dream at a point so that when I wake up, I can remember it. And then it might take a little while for that to kick in, but just keep at it. And
because
keep
again,
asking.
if someone says, I don't dream, they do.
They do dream. They're just not remembering.
Could it be a problem with people who have insomnia, though, too?
I think because
if we aren't getting in that realm for very long.
Yes, I think that is something that people struggle with. Absolutely. But again, if you're waking up and you have insomnia, you have something that is interrupting your sleep, that is challenging you, that you're replaying over and over in your mind.
Right. Your mind's too busy.
Exactly. So by setting this intention for your dream and doing some other work, of course, during your waking life, you are able to ask for that help, ask for that download of information that you need.
And there are probably like even meditations you can do as you're falling asleep.
Sure.
Or sound waves or something.
Yes, you can listen to different.
Promote it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is really then just in a meditative state, setting your intention for the night, for the dream.
Yeah. Perfect.
So, do we dream more or less for people who use like plant medicate, like people who like maybe do gummies at bedtime? Do you know anything about how that affects your sleep? Because a lot of people take different, whether it's a prescription med, take something to help them sleep because of insomnia. Does that block or help, do you think?
I can't really answer this at a very knowledgeable level because I haven't really looked into it. So I don't want to mislead. But I would say just off the bat, from what I know of that, I think that whatever your experience is while you're dreaming, and if you are on a medication to help you, I think it's going to intensify that and maybe make it a little bit more vivid, or it could do the exact opposite where it's a little more diminished depending on what.
So it just depends on how your body reacts to it,
I'm
and
sure. I think like a gummy or you're doing something like that and help promoting, I think it's that is tapping more into the subconscious mind and is going to help you better in that way, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're getting a deeper sleep, it would make sense that you're going to have those dreams.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just a matter of, again, remembering them, journaling them.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Are there any more like super common ones?
I think when people dream of spirit, a departed loved one that visits them, I think that's very common. And
okay, yeah, like I saw my dad or whoever's passed away.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes those can be a little scary because people will wake up and they're like, oh, I saw grandma standing at the end of my bed, and that's the entirety of it.
That's all they remember. Yep.
Yeah. And then I have to say, okay, well, was that a dream or was she really there? And you woke up and thinking that it's a dream, and it startles you. Of course it does.
Right.
But I would say just embrace that. They're there for a reason. They're there to help you, to help bring you answers and to guide you. There's nothing negative about that feeling. But oftentimes we are brought to people that have passed in our dreams to bring us messages. And I have something I can share with you. I asked my son if it was okay if I shared this dream that he had. So oftentimes we can even be visited by spirit that we have never even met.
Okay.
But there's a feeling within the dream that you are familiar with this person, and there's a comfort and there's a knowing. So my son contacted me one time and he goes, Mom, I had this weird dream last night. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, ooh, tell me all about it. And he goes, well, first of all, I got to ask you something. Who's Arlington? And I said, oh, that's your dad's grandpa. So your great grandfather, who we never met. Mm-hmm. I said, why do you ask? And he said, well, I had this dream. We were at Papa's house, but Papa was there. But clearly at this time, my father-in-law had passed away. And it was around that time. So I asked him, I said, are you struggling a little bit with that? Are you thinking about, Papa a lot and things that are going on? And he says, yeah. And I said, okay. So I said, tell me about the dream. So they're in his grandfather's apartment. We're all there. And he hears the name Arlington. And it's from my father-in-law, his papa's voice says the name Arlington.
Okay.
So, and then right at that time, he said, me and Nick, his brother, are staring out this big, huge picture window in my father-in-law's apartment, and there's a hole in the middle of it. And my two sons are concerned about this hole, and they're really paying a lot of attention to it, and they're, not sure what to do about it. So when he hears the name Arlington, and right at that moment, he feels this person right alongside of him put his arm around him and say, everything's going to be okay.
Okay.
So that's when I asked him about the struggles and what are you thinking about? And I said, okay, here's my interpretation. Your great-grandfather came to you to comfort you because as you and your brother are looking out the picture window and there's a hole in it, that's your future.
Okay, and that makes sense.
Yeah, and you're looking out and you're worried about something. You're worried about how that's going to be or how it's going to end up or what it's going to be. So I said, he's just telling you from the other side that everything's going to be okay.
It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
You're in a familiar setting where you felt safe and supported your whole life. You're with people that you feel the same way with. So it's in a very comforting setting that you're looking out into your future and someone's telling you it's all good. It's all going to be okay.
Okay. And and he didn't even know who Arlington was.
No.
So how would he have said, who's Arlington?
Right.
Yeah.
He was, I think I heard the name growing up, but he said, I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So see, they do come to us in our sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And you can ask for that as well. Mom, I'd really love a visit from you. I'm struggling. I need something. I'm hurting. I'm confused. Whatever the case may be.
And that could be a sign if you don't do a lot of meditation and stuff yet. Maybe they can get to you easier in your dreams. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
I have no training, you guys. Okay. But I'm thinking out loud that maybe like they come to you in your dream because it's easier to get through to that state.
Right.
And then maybe that's something you could pursue through meditation. Like, hey, I'm here for you. Like you can come to me during meditation too. Yeah. This was easier because you're not there yet with your meditation.
Yes.
But when you get there, if you work on it, we could communicate more. Yeah. Okay. So because it's probably easier to slip into someone's dream.
I agree with that 100%.
I think.
Yeah. I think that's a good analogy. Yeah. And that it opens the door then, as you're saying, to ask them, in meditation, even in your waking life, Yeah. I've got some practices to do. I write about them in my book, to know that you are connecting with your dearly departed, and bring them a symbol, bring you some sort of something that you can connect with them very distinctively. Bring that to you, and you know that those lines, that is your confirmation, your verification to say that, yes, we are in communication with each other. Yeah.
Okay, so perfect.
Looking out for you and helping you.
Okay. Yeah. So in general, dreams always kind of mean something.
Yes.
We don't dream just like for no reason.
No. And I think
our subconscious has stuff directing to the dream.
Busy.
So many things in there. Yeah.
So like, hey, you're not doing this. You're not, like
going
get
on
it
the together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because does anyone ever actually, I don't know, dream they're dead? No. I always wonder,
that's interesting. Not that I've heard of.
No, no, like you're always in this life in your dreams. Maybe?
I would say that you may have individuals that appear in your dream that could definitely be a past life version of you.
I was going to say, this may link, we could maybe have dreams that seem strange and we don't know the people in it, but we maybe did know the people in it. Right? Like in a past lifetime. And it could be somewhere that's in our life now and was in our lives in a past lifetime too, but they don't look the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just, as you're saying that, I'm thinking, because we have many of the same people in every single life. They're just, maybe they were a mother in a past life, but this time they're a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we may not recognize them in a dream, but we know who it was.
Right.
Yeah. It's someone that's connected to us.
And that's that lovely comfort level that we can feel familiar with. Yeah.
Yeah. And so people are having night terrors, scary, scary stuff.
Yeah.
If you're someone having night terrors, does that mean you have some big stuff you got to dig into?
I would say definitely. Yeah. I mean, you are navigating your waking life in a very fear-based modality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're saying this, we kind of what we're thinking about in our alpha state, because I have been watching a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But kind of dozing off. So I know I'm heading into the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my husband's still watching it.
Right.
I'm dozing off. And I've had then where okay, the TV's turned off, it's over, but I'll wake up gasping for air.
Yeah.
Cause
that's what you fell asleep downloading almost.
So it is important what we fall asleep to.
Oh,
because if you are watching something about serial killers and you're head into that don't do it right before you're falling asleep. Right. Consciously switch to a better show or something.
Yes.
I don't know before you click that TV on.
Yeah, my husband, he loves to have the TV on to fall asleep too, and that's fine. That's him. Me, don't need it. Don't want it.
No, I like silence.
Yeah.
Yep.
So oftentimes at night, we've at least gotten to a place where I'm like, can we just put on a DIY show or something?
Chill. Yeah.
Just something people are looking at houses. I don't want anything nasty.
No, I don't want to listen to the news either.
No. So it's
Can
all
you
negative
imagine
energy.
you're watching
and I don't want to fall asleep to
and
that.
it's so negative in the news, especially right now. And so don't watch that right before you fall asleep. Because who wants to dream about all that?
No, and it is. It's just, and it goes back to everything is energy. So now that's all in your bedroom. It's in the four walls of your house. It's in your atmosphere. It's in your environment.
Yeah. So just ditch
be very mindful of what you're,
or watch it and then move on and do other things. Don't go right to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
Fill your brain with something better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yep. I always fill my brain with some better things before I fall asleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ask for people to watch over me and then, but I'm going to have to add it. I have to try adding in some specific intention for my dream.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Tonight I want to dig into this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you have a lot of nightmares and night terrors, you got some stuff to dig into.
Yeah. And it might even, it might not even be something that you're aware of on a conscious level. You might say, well, I don't think I'm dealing with things on a fear base, but that could also lead to some other discoveries of, well, you need to dig in a little bit because you're holding on to something that you're not aware of that is driving this force.
And maybe could it ever be that if we're not remembering our dreams, are we protecting ourselves sometimes? Like we're not remembering because we're not ready to dig into that. So like our subconscious may be thinking we should dig into it. But if we aren't ready, we probably won't remember.
Spot on, Jen.
So I know nothing.
No,
I'm just
very
thinking
smart.
out loud.
So when I think as we began, I said there was a time in my life when I wasn't remembering any dreams, and that was not like me. But it was during a very, very difficult time in my life.
You were in survival mode.
Yes.
And part of survival mode is our brains will protect us from seeing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we got a whole list of things to work out before we
So I think everything feels so chaotic anyways, and to add that to the mix. Yeah.
Add it to the mix. Yeah. But if you are ready to do some work, this is a great place to probably start.
Absolutely.
Like digging into these dreams, because you may all of a sudden be like, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Exactly. So I've had, and it comes up so often, either some kind of dream interpretation or analysis with my clients. Mm-hmm. Hey, Micki, I had this dream. Can you tell me what does it mean? Because it was so bizarre. I've had my 9-to-5 job coworkers ask, and everyone has said to me, you are spot on with this. So I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to add it because first of all, it's fun for me. I enjoy it. It's a passion of mine, and I love to interpret my own dreams. And if people are getting some really good guidance from it, and it can direct them in a certain way.
Yeah, and you can Google stuff, but that's not personal. That doesn't mean it's for you, because you're using your intuition with it.
Right.
You're being more specific about what's going on in their life.
Correct.
And Google doesn't know all that.
No.
Google's you're going to Google, why were my teeth falling out in my dream?
And it's going to tell you, about the lies and the
or
not
something.
telling you, not speaking your truth and things like that. So it's very foundational, and it's good information to have about certain symbols and things that you're seeing. But we just take it to the next, a couple levels from
as you studied about all this, was there a certain person that pioneered this or not?
I think it just was my own interest, and really people would ask me, and I would be able to say, I think it's this. And they're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So if you dream about, I had someone come to me and he dreamt about his grandma, and oftentimes what happens is we bring people into our dreams. It's not that we're specifically dreaming about them, but that person offers you some sort of emotion for you. So dreaming about grandma meant comfort and security and just good vibes, good energy.
Yeah, what you felt around that person.
Right. So she's being brought into your dream to emphasize that.
Okay, yeah. Right. That's what you need right now.
Right. So it's not really about your grandma.
Right.
Right.
I don't actually have healing to do from my locker room combination.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not really a big problem. I don't ever need to open that locker again. Okay. So it's not necessarily literal.
It's not. It's oftentimes it is not literal. We can have very literal dreams where we are dreaming exactly what happened during the day. That can happen. Yeah. And we're just kind of reliving it in that way. But I think that's we're not in a deep, deep sleep. That's almost like just, we're kind of thinking about our days and we're seeing it in a dreamlike format. But no, most of the time our dreams are not literal.
Because if you have a sex dream about someone, that does not mean you're meant to be with them.
No.
No. You're not like, oh, maybe I should take another look at them. No, that's not why you dreamed about them. No. You are not meant to be with that person. Right. But maybe you're just needing a closer connection with the people in your lives. Yeah. You're just craving a closer connection with your partner.
Exactly. Maybe you are experiencing intimate,
it may be the exact opposite. It has nothing to do with the person in your dream.
Right.
It's more no, this is just a signal. I need to get closer with my partner.
Right.
Because I'm not feeling it maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
And oftentimes, even in those sex dreams, that person might be faceless to you.
Yeah, you don't even know who it is.
Right.
You don't care. Yeah. It's just you're looking for that closeness and compassion from someone. Right. And so, don't read too deep into them. You can make some big mistakes based on your own dream interpretation.
Your own dream interpretation. You're gonna go to what makes the most sense to you, and oftentimes that's not exactly what's happening.
No. In the light of day, you're like, that's never happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to work on your own relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So dream interpretation. What else? What do we not know?
I think it's just really paying attention, and it's just kind of going along those same lines as what I do in my coaching and other areas of the services that I offer. It's just a calling for you to pay attention to you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about it and you want, or maybe you already have dreams that you've been thinking about, or if you're a journaler already, you've probably written on these things because it's a great journal prompt, really, for the day even. Yeah. But if you're not dreaming and you're not doing the journaling, it might be something to try.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And if you want to come see me, I do ask you to start keeping a journal.
Ahead of time.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't come to you and have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you might have one dream that maybe it's recurring and
you want to dig into just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which would be very normal. But then, yeah, you would just want to start keeping some of those dreams, one of those ones that are going to be at the top of the list, like, wow, this was like, I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do with it either.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it means. I can guess what it means, but I need some further, interpretation.
Yes. And if there's dreams that you want to finish, we just have to, as we're real chill and heading into that half asleep phase, think about where you left off in that dream.
Right. Yeah.
And just say all right, I want to see more of what's going on here.
Yeah. Tap into that.
Head back into
creative mind. Ooh, I'm so curious. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that all about? Let's take that further.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is not when we're eyes awake, just turn the TV off. We want to chill.
Right.
Either do a little bit of a meditative state, or if you don't really have your meditation practice going that well yet, you can still just kind of, as you close your eyes and you're drifting,
right,
just be intentional about the thoughts in your head at that time.
Yeah. And you can even redirect what you're thinking. So oftentimes we are reliving our day mostly.
Yes. Or thinking about asleep. What we've got to do the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can redirect those thoughts and just say, okay, this is what I'm going to fall asleep thinking about, is how I want to dream tonight and what I need that to be.
Yeah. And you can pick up a dream, or could you just even start going to sleep and be like, it'd be really cool tonight to just I'd like to just chill on a beach with the sound of the ocean.
Yeah.
And just chill and see where that takes me.
Yes.
So it could just be an environment, right?
Yes.
Or it could be people. Like you said, if you've got a loved one that passed away or a friend, maybe you just want to start thinking about them.
Yeah, I want to make a connection.
Your little alpha. What phase is our brain in when we're dreaming? I mean, you said REM. Is that It
can be alpha. It can be theta.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you're heading when you're getting in that
right. Beta is our analytical
this is
problem solving right now.
Talking, reading, walking around. Yeah. Working. Okay. Yeah. So alphas, as we're heading into sleep, that's when we set our intention. And then the magic happens once we hit all the theta and all the other.
Yeah. And it can happen in alpha as well, because that is a meditative brainwave pattern. So yeah.
Yeah. And if you're waking up way too much through the night and moving around too much, probably need to address getting some better sleep.
Yeah. Yes.
Before you try and set intention for dreams. Yeah, we got to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Oh, well, this has been good. I got more work to do now. I got to get into the dreams now.
Isn't it fun, though? I think it's
fun.
So fun.
No, it is fun.
Yeah.
Nope, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for okay, so this is all linked on your website.
It is.
Yeah. So for the dream interpretation. So start keeping your journals, everybody. Even just for you to remember back.
Yeah.
And if you want to hop back into one, you can go back and be like, ooh, let's explore that one more.
Yes.
Okay. Or loved ones or anything like that. And then, if you're starting to do that inner work, that shadow work, you're digging stuff up. It's going to pop up in your dreams.
It will.
It will for sure pop up in your dreams.
Absolutely. It's not going to look or feel like it should.
No, but it will come back.
It's there.
Yep, it's going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Welcome. I mean, you'll be back. There's plenty more things to talk about, right?
Always. Thank you so much.
Always new things to talk about. Okay, so all of Micki's stuff is in the show notes, so you guys can link up and figure this whole dream thing out. And don't worry too much about your dreams, because they're not always literal.
Exactly.
Do not make important life decisions right after you wake up from a dream.
95% are not literal.
They're not literal.
No.
You got to dig way deeper Yeah, because I have no intention of going back to high school, but it still pops up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Probably when I'm feeling a little bit helpless. I don't know, a little bit like I don't have a direction to go.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I'll even like go to a classroom thinking it's mine.
Oops, that's wrong. Yeah.
And everyone's looking at me and I'm like, oh, I don't think this is the right class.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I'll move on.
Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking about it, it probably is totally.
Yeah. And oftentimes as you're just saying it out loud to yourself and going through it, you're going to use the verbiage. You're going to use the words that you need to be like, oh, that's what that is. I feel like
I felt insecure. I felt lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got to get out of this high school for once and for all. Yeah. Nobody wants to go back to high school.
No.
Well, I don't know. I guess there's a few people, but
not me.
Not me. I guess if you peaked in high school, you might,
maybe,
that guy who's still replaying like the touchdown. Yeah. Maybe those guys want to go back to high school, but not me.
They never left.
No, they never left. That's a whole different set of dreams to analyze.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, all right. Happy dreaming tonight, everybody.
Yes.
Try it. Set an intention tonight as you're falling asleep. See what you get. Yeah, this could be a new fun thing.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Thanks,
Micki.
Jen.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Listen, I know your time is valuable. And right now, I'm feeling super grateful and totally humbled that you chose to hang out with me today. If this podcast resonates with you, could you do me a solid and hit that subscribe or follow button? That's going to help you out because you're never going to miss an episode. And it helps me out because you're never going to miss an episode. And if you have like 30 seconds more, could you leave a 5-star rating and maybe leave a kick-ass review? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue our journey on the next episode. Oh, and I can't forget the fine print. You know, the legal jargon. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We're just two friends on this journey together, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. You get it. See you next time.